Let us solve this quadratic equation by factoring. So the standard form of quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. It has quadratic term, linear term, and constant. But in this video, we'll be applying factoring to these three different formats. Let us start with ax squared plus bx equals 0. So we have here 3x squared minus 15x equals 0. It has only two terms. And to solve for this, you just have to get the common factor of each term. So we have 3x squared and negative 15x. We'll start with the numerical coefficient 3 and negative 15. The factors of 3 are 3 and 1. And the factors of 15 are 1 and 15 and 3 and 5. So look for their common factor. That's positive 3. We'll have 3 here. And for the variable, we have x squared and x. They are both x. And to identify the common factor, you just have to get the variable with lowest exponent. So we have x squared here, and then x raised to 1 will get x raised to 1. We do not have to write the exponent 1. And after you get their common factor, we'll get the remaining factor by dividing these two terms by the common factor 3x. So that will be 3x squared divided by 3x. 3 divided by 3 is 1. X squared divided by x is x. And for the second term, negative 15x divided by 3x. So it will be negative 15 divided by 3. That's negative 5. And x divided by x is 1. Now, these are the two factors of that quadratic equation. 3x times x minus 5. And after that, we'll be equating each factor to 0 to solve for x. So it will be 3x here. 3x equals 0. And the other factor is x minus 5. So that will be x minus 5 equals 0. Then solve for x. So 3x equals 0. To solve for x, just divide both sides by 3. Cancel 3. X will be equal to 0 divided by 3. That's equal to 0. And for the other factor, we have x minus 5 equals 0. Just transpose this negative 5 to the other side. So we'll have x here. And when we transpose negative 5, it will become positive 5. So the values of x are 0 and positive 5. Now what if we have x squared plus bx plus c equals 0, like this one? X squared plus 8x plus 15 equals 0. In this case, the factors will be two binomials. The first term of these two binomial will come from the first term of the quadratic equation, which is x squared. So the factors of x squared, x and x. And then for the second term of these two binomials, we'll be getting that from the factors of the last term, which is positive 15. So the factors are 1 and 15, or it can also be 3 and 5. Now to know which of these two pairs will be used, just add them, get their sum. So 1 and 15, that's 16. 3 and 5, that's 8. Whichever has the sum that is similar to the second term of the given quadratic equation, that's the factors that we're gonna use. So since 8 is our middle term, it means that these are the two factors that we're gonna use. So we have positive 3 and positive 5. Now, after we get the factors, we'll be equating each factor to 0. So we have x plus 3 here. X plus 3 equals 0. And then x plus 5 equals 0. Then solve for x. So this positive 3 will be transposed to the other side. X equals positive 3. When you transpose, the sign will change. It will become negative 3. And for x plus 5 equals 0, just transpose positive 5 to the other side. X will be equal to positive 5. When you transpose, that will become negative 5. So the roots are negative 3 and negative 5. Another example. We have x squared minus 11x plus 28 equals 0. The factors are two binomials. First term will be coming from x squared, so that's x and another x. Second terms will be coming from positive 28. And we'll just get the factors of positive 28. But since the middle term is negative, then it means the factors that we're gonna use are also negative. So to get a positive product, the two factors must be both negative. So instead of writing 1 times 28, we'll be having 1 times negative 28. And aside from that, we have negative 2 times negative 14 and negative 4 times negative 7. Let's add them. So, negative 1 and negative 28, that's negative 29. Negative 2 and negative 14, that's negative 16. And negative 4 and 7, that's negative 11. And the middle term we have here is negative 11. It means that the factors that we're going to use are negative 4 and negative 7. So we'll write negative 4 and negative 7 here. Equate each factor to 0. X minus 4 equals 0. X minus 7 equals 0. So for the value of x, or for the roots of this quadratic equation, so that will be negative 4 will be transposed x here, and negative 4 will become positive 4 on the other side. And for x minus 7, just transpose negative 7 to the other side. X will be equal to positive 7. So the roots are 4 and 7. Now what if the given is like this? There is a numerical coefficient in the first term. So here, we may use the AC method. To apply this method, you must know that the first term is for A, second term is for B, and third term is for C. So the numerical coefficient of A is 2, B is 13, and C is 20. We call this AC method because the numerical coefficient of A, which is 2, will be multiplying it to the constant C, which is 20. And then we will rewrite this equation, but this time we'll not be including the numerical coefficient 2. We'll just write x squared, followed by the second term, 13x, plus, for the last term, we'll be multiplying it to the numerical coefficient of the first term, which is 2. So it will be 20 times 2, that's 40, equals 0. So this is the quadratic equation that we're gonna factor. And later on, in our final answer, we will return this 2 by using the opposite operation. Since we multiply it here, we'll be dividing it later on. So now, let us get the factors of this quadratic equation by having two binomials. First term of the binomials will be coming from the first term, which is x squared. So that will be x and another x. While for the second term, we'll be getting the factors of positive 40. So this could be 1 times 40, 2 times 20, 4 times 10, or 5 times 8. So to know which of these factors will be used, we just have to add them. So let's add 40 and 1, 41, 20 and 2, 22, 10 and 4, that's 14, and 8 and 5, that's 13. So we'll use the factors that have the sum that is similar to our middle term, which is 13. So ito yung 13, it means we'll be using 5 and 8. So we'll have positive 5 and positive 8. Now we'll equate each of these factors to 0. X plus 5 equals 0, and x plus 8 equals 0. Then solve for the value of x. So this positive 5 will be transposed. We'll have x equals negative 5, and positive 8 will be transposed. We'll have x equals negative 8. And let's go back to this one. So I told you that we'll be returning this 2 that we multiply to 20 by using the reverse operation, which is division. So instead of multiplying, we'll be dividing both answer by the 2 that we multiplied to 20. So it means the values of x will be, here we have negative 5 over 2, that will just be negative 5 over 2, while the other value will be negative 8 divided by 4, which will give us negative 4. So the values of x, or the roots of this quadratic equation, is negative 5 over 2 and negative 4. Let's try it one more time. So first step, we'll be multiplying the numerical coefficient to the constant negative 7. So it will be x squared minus 20x, and then negative 7 times 3, that's minus 21, equals 0. Now let us factor this quadratic equation. We'll have two binomials. First terms will be coming from x squared, that will be x and another x. And for the second terms, we'll be getting the factors of negative 21. So since it's negative 21, it means that one of the factors is negative. Now which one of the factors will be negative? We'll look at the second term. If the second term is negative, it means that the higher factor must be negative. So for negative 21, it could be 1 and 21. So higher number is 21, that will be negative. It can also be 3 and 7. So higher is 7, that will be negative. And that's it. Now let's add them. 1 plus negative 21, that's negative 20. And 3 plus negative 7, that's negative 4. So the middle term is negative 20. It means that we'll be using 1 and negative 21 as our factors. So positive 1 and negative 21. Equate them to 0. X plus 1 equals 0. X minus 21 equals 0. Then solve. Positive 1 will be transposed to the other side. X will be equal to negative 1. While here, negative 21 will be transposed to the other side. That will become positive 21. And then, return the 3 that we multiplied to the third term. So instead of multiplying, we'll be dividing both answers by 3. So the final answer will be, for this one, x will be equal to negative 1/3. And for this one, the value of x will be 21 divided by 3. That's 7. So the roots are negative 1/3 and positive 7.